All we got is us look down the bench like a championship or bust. Next man up. All we got is us look down the bench like a championship or bust.
The Knicks versus the Heat. Oh my, we are going to talk about that. But before I get into the Knicks versus Heat, we gotta rewind. We can't just talk about 2023 in this upcoming matchup without speaking about the past. And wow, what a storybook. What a story, what a rivalry, huge. But before we get into this any further, please do hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on your notifications. Follow me at Real Remedy Music on Instagram, Twitter, and all of those other platforms. But also follow B4 Bucket Podcast on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and all that good stuff. You already know we on the tube. But like I said, we are talking about Knicks versus Heat, one of the greatest rivalries in the 90s in basketball, and just period, one of the best rivalries. Tough nose, hard, and let's just dig deep into when this rivalry started. This rivalry started once Pat Riley set that precedent, man. You know Pat Riley was a New York Knick. He came from the Showtime Lakers. He brought Showtime. He had 4 rings with the Lakers. And then he came here with his suits, his slick back hair, his style, and then he completely changed up the Garden. He brought it to a whole different style of play. It wasn't Showtime, it wasn't none of that flash, but it was hard-nosed, it was tough, it was defensive, a lot of physicality. It was just the New York way of basketball. You already know how Pat get down. He promised us championships, but he was unable to deliver. Around the time that I became a Knicks fan, 1994, that was the finals that we lost to the Rockets. That's also known as the slow speed chase, the OJ chase, the OJ finals. Took away. The Knicks did have a 2-1 series, but we ended up losing, and that was tough. That was tough to watch. But Pat Riley ended up leaving the New York Knicks in 95. He left the Knicks in 95, and he left the Knicks very, very, very sour. Because one, you promised us a chip. We ain't getting no chip. You took us to the promised land, but we ain't achieved the promise. We ain't get nothing from that. So, you know, the Knicks fans was a little bit salty for that. He went over to the Heat, but in his defense, he was looking for more control, and he got that control with the Miami Heat, who was pretty much a new organization. They gave him the team president and head coach role. The Knicks wasn't prepared to do that. The Knicks, as you know, as crazy as they are with the money, sometimes they were stingy with certain things, and it's crazy. And it's crazy to be honest with you. Looking in hindsight, the Knicks should have given Pat Riley the team president and head coach thing. We probably would have seen something, but you know, who's to say anything? We don't know how that turns out. We did run into Michael Jordan several times, and that was tough. So who knows? But Pat Riley did go on to win an NBA championship with the Miami Heat that he stole from Stan Van Gundy. We'll get into that. And he did win 2 chips as a team president with the Miami Heat. So his time was successful in Miami, you already know. But back to the Knicks and the beef. He left in 95 for the Heat. The crazy part about it is there's so many different scenarios in this. There's so many. He leaves. He becomes the team president of the Heat. Our guy, Jeff Van Gundy, who was also Pat Riley's assistant, becomes the head coach of the New York Knicks. Tom Thibodeau, assistant coach, who's our head coach, currently our head coach, which is beautiful. You love it. But then Pat Riley, as he becomes the team president and the coach, who does he take with him? He takes Jeff Van Gundy's little brother, Stan Van Gundy, to be his assistant, who fast forward later on in 2007, that's who he fired and stole that ring from Stan Van Gundy. Shaq is known for saying that's the master of panic. Stan Van Gundy is the master of panic, and I believe that is what got him fired, and Pat Riley stepped down and took Van Gundy's ring that next season. But yeah, they had that. But let's talk about what Pat Riley did when he goes over to Miami. the moves that he makes, I think it was the 95, 96, but the moves that he makes over in Miami, he pretty much made Miami an identical version of New York. There's two New York Knicks. There's the New York Knicks, and then there's Pat Riley's Miami Heat, who are a baby of the New York Knicks and are exactly what he developed. So you have two tough-nosed, two fighting teams in the Eastern Conference. It was crazy. Not to add to that, Pat Riley goes ahead and he trades for Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing's Georgetown rivalry, and then he goes and he gets Tim Hardaway to help, who's kind of like Zoe's Robin, and that made the Heat a lot better. Then you go ahead in the summer of 96, the Knicks go ahead and they get Allen Houston to add to the roster. And who else do they add to the roster? They add LJ, Grandmama, Larry Johnson to the roster, who was also a teammate of Alonzo Mourning. And for those that don't know, they weren't able to achieve anything. And that little friendship and Charlotte marriage, that was over quick. It did not end in a good way. It wasn't all hugs and kisses at the end. And you'll see exactly what happens in that series. So, Knicks fans, we was definitely waiting for Riley to come back to the Garden. He came back to the Garden. You know, we had the fuck Riley chants. We had all of the chants, everything to say to Riley. He's like, yeah, say, get it all out now, get it all out now, get it all out now. But what we weren't prepared for is what will come in 1997. The first matchup of the Knicks versus the Heat in the playoffs. Now, before I get any deeper, I want to let you know that the Knicks and the Heat saw each other in the playoffs 5 times, either in the first round or the semis, just like they're about to do this season in 2023, see each other in the semis. And things got crazy. Things got heated. 1997, the playoff semis, the Knicks up 3-1, commanding lead. You already know teams up 3-1 go on to win a high percentage of the time. But this would be one of those situations where that would not happen because of one of the most Knicks and Heat-like things to happen. A fight breaks out. Tim Hardaway's at the free throw line. I believe this is Game 5. Yeah, Tim Hardaway is at the free throw line. Game 5, he shoots his free throw. Charlie Ward is at the line as well, and so is P.J. Brown. He's boxing out P.J. Brown. P.J. Brown does not like the way that he's being boxed out. He takes Charlie Ward and he flips Charlie Ward. He suplexes him out of bounds, and then a melee starts. As you know, you cannot leave your bench. The New York Knicks were stupid and left their bench. Some of the names were funny to hear that they left their bench, because it's like, okay, Allen Houston, why would you leave the bench? You're not a fighter. We've known you for all of these years, Allen Houston. Since when was it okay for you to get up and leave the bench? Larry Johnson's a tough guy. Okay. John Starks left the bench. He's not a tough guy, but he don't take nothing. And Patrick Ewing. So those are huge key Knicks suspended. We were up 3-1, and they got suspended. They suspended Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, and John Starks. But the crazy thing was, this wasn't any regular suspension. They spread out the suspension over the final 2 games of the series. Wow. Y'all handed it to the Heat pretty much. So, Game 6, the Knicks were shorthanded, and Game 7, they were shorthanded. Johnson and Starks were suspended for Game 7. Ewing and Houston and Ward were suspended for Game 6. Wow. That is how that series ended. The Heat came back. And they won 3 straight. They beat the Knicks in 7, and that's where the rivalry really started to get heated, especially after that. There's rumors saying that Pat Riley sent in P.J. Brown to start a fight with the Knicks for this to happen, and if it's true, he got exactly what he was looking for. But he will not have the last laugh, I'll tell you that, because 1998, we seen each other right again. Run it back. 1998, run it back. And guess what? This one did also go the distance. 98, 99, those were shortened seasons. So it was the playoff series were 5 games. 5 games. In 98, it was another one of those, oh my God, not again. I hope this isn't happening again. Because in 98, in Game 4, a fight breaks out between the former teammates. A fight, if you want to call it that. If you want to call it that, I'll show y'all the clip. A fight between Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. And I told y'all, they already had beef. They wasn't all good after the way things ended in Charlotte. They had beef. Off of a rebound, they fighting. I'll let y'all know, no punches were landed. Everybody was swinging. They looked like no punches was landed. No punches was landed. They was tiring each other out. No punches was landed. It was hilarious. But the famous clip is of Jeff Van Gundy getting dragged by Alonzo Mourning, and it was one of the funniest clips in NBA playoff history. But guess what? Alonzo Mourning was suspended. He was suspended the next game. LJ was suspended as well, but the Knicks pulled through. We pulled through in Game 5. Allen Houston drops 30. We advance. You already know how it goes. Then we meet again in 1999, the lockout season. The lockout season was huge because there was only 50 games played. You already know Jordan was finally out. Jordan announces his retirement. Miami was always falling out second to the Heat. Pat Riley did a great job with getting the Heat together, but they kept falling second to the Bulls. Jordan finally announces his retirement, and that shoots up the Heat to the first spot in 99. And they thinking everything is all shits and giggles. They all got it. They putting up pictures of NBA rings in their locker room, getting everything set in the president high because they believe in their minds they're going to the finals to go see whoever it is on the other side. And we had other plans. The New York Knicks, the 8th seed New York Knicks, we rallied through. Honestly, we almost did not make it to the playoffs that season. We rallied through. Jeff Van Gundy's job was on the line. His job was literally on the line. He was not going to come back if we did not go on that rally. Not only did they fire the GM, after they fired the GM, at the time, we went on a nice 6 to 8 game winning streak, or 1-6 of 8. Made it to the playoffs, clinched that 8th spot, and then boom, who do we see? First round, our rivals, the baby Knicks, the Miami Knicks, that Pat Riley want to go ahead and create and see us. There was no fights. There was no fights in this one, but it was a fight on the court. It was a battle till the end, and the way that it ended was another historic way. Miami's up by 1 point. All they need is a stop. I will never forget, and I get goosebumps till this day watching this play. The Knicks inbound the ball. They're drawing up one of their plays, and then boom, a turnover. Sprewell turns over the ball. He turns the ball over. Terry Porter knocks it out, goes out of bounds. So there's only one play left. Jeff Van Gundy looks at the team, and he throws what am I throwing up? He throws up the triangle. He throws up the triangle. Where did the triangle come from, guys? Not the triangle offense. The play, their play triangle came from Pat Riley. Pat Riley knows the play that's about to be ran. So he's throwing the triangle up to the Heat like, yo, they running triangle. But it just wasn't enough. A better play was made. Allen Houston comes off of a screen from Patrick Ewing, gets that ball. He inbounds, gets to the free throw line, and he does that little floater that bounced in, and he jumps up for that. But I also want to bring back, if you look at that replay, because you're going to see this, I'm going to show y'all the clip. The man was fouled. He was fouled. They didn't call a foul. That just goes to show you 90s basketball. If this happened today and he got smacked in the head while he was shooting that game winner, I guarantee you the player who was shooting would have stopped and then all over like trying to fight the ref. But Allen Houston did not do that. He had one thing in mind, and it was hitting the shot. Perfection. Flick of the wrist, and he got it. Not only did he knock it down, Knicks go up 78-77 with like 0.7 seconds left. And then boom, eliminate the number 1 seed Miami Heat. We were the second team to ever do that after the Denver Nuggets did it years back. But we were the second team to ever do that at the time. And then to add to that, we go on and we advance to the NBA Finals. We had a very, very, very injury-riddled season. We had Larry Johnson with the bad back. We had Patrick Ewing with the Achilles, the knees, the wrist, everything. By the time we made it to the finals, we were too broken, and we lost to the Spurs. But shout out to my Knicks in that 99 season, that lockout season, for closing the deal. Next, back to the rivalry. The year 2000. 2000, we see these guys again, tightly contested. It was the semis. Actually, every game in that series was a double-digit win, a double-digit victory. It was a double-digit victory in each of those games. Like, they pretty much blowouts in this series. And in 2000, it was very tightly contested, but in the end, the Knicks ended up winning in 7 after the Heat blew two games. In game 6 and 7, they had double-digit leads at the half, a 15-point lead and like a 12, 11-point lead at the half. And the Knicks came back and rallied in both 6 and 7 to come back down 3-2 and beat the Heat that they've been waxing all their lives. Unfortunately, we go ahead, we go to the conference finals, and we lose to the Indiana Pacers. We lose to the Indiana Pacers, and the Pacers go on to the finals. But that was really our last year of anywhere close to the semis, the conference finals, or anything like that. That was the last year, and after that, it was all downhill for my New York Knicks. It was all downhill from there. And then in 2012, round 1, we faced the Heat again. This is a much completely different team, different series. They have LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. We have Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire, which just wasn't enough. That Heat team goes on to win a chip. They were amazing. It was just really lopsided. They beat us 4-1. They beat us in 5 games, and that's understood. But if you're looking at this series as a totality, the Knicks have beaten the Heat 3 times versus the 2, and right now we are going to see a 6th time that these teams play each other, and we're expecting the same type of chippiness, same type of aggression, and everything like that. And it's going to be a really, really good one. This season, fast forwarding to 2023, this season the Knicks have owned the Heat 3-1, but all the games were very close. 101-92, 120-127, 122-120, 106-104, and we can't forget that big game from Julius Randle where he got the bang, bang. He got the double bangs from Mike Breen. Last time I heard the double bangs was when Steph pulled up on OKC, so he's in good company to get that. So that was huge. That was huge. Regular season, throw everything out that you saw in the regular season because it's not going to happen. It's the playoffs. It's a completely different series. I am expecting Knicks to be tough-nosed, to be very close, just like in the 90s and just like it was this season. A lot of physicality. I don't want to see any suspensions, but I do think we'll see a lot of technical fouls, a lot of chippiness, and all of the above. My question is, who do you think will win this series? You know who we want to win. We want to see our Knicks win. We want to see our Knicks advance and get to the conference finals because that's huge. That's big for the NBA. That's big for our city, and we need that. But at the same time, let's talk about what the Knicks will need for them to pull this off. First, what the Knicks will need for them to win is Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and R.J. Barrett to continue to have big games. Jalen Brunson to continue to lead the squad, make smart plays, and close the game out, especially in fourth quarters. We need Julius Randle's physicality. We need Julius Randle to continue to keep fighting for position, and getting those boards for us because every single last rebound is needed. We need that. We need those big games from Julius. And also we need RJ. RJ has had a great season against the Heat, averaging around 21 points on 54% shooting. He's playing great. Continue to do that. We need that, and we need just a little bit more. We need more bench production from the Knicks. Our guys have to stay consistent. Our guys, Quickly's, the Josh Harts, they have to stay consistent. Isaiah Hartenstein has to stay. We have the two-headed center monster. Mitchell Robinson, and Isaiah Hartenstein. We have to keep Bam Adebayo. Bam is soft. Bam is the type to pull 6 rebounds. 6 rebounds, guys. Don't let him get any double-digit rebounds. Bam Adebayo is soft. He's lost plenty of tickets for us on Prize Picks and FanDuel. We do not believe in him. We do not believe in him. We believe in our guys, so we need them to continue to bring that intensity and close these boys out. We also need Josh Hart and Grimes because they will probably be the primary defenders on Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler has been going crazy. Playoff Butler, Hemi Butler, whatever you want to call him. He's going crazy, and we are going to need to put a stop to him. We got to put a body on him. Let's see how that goes. And then last but not least, the coaching. Man, Eric Spoelstra is a great coach, but guess what? We got Tom Thibodeau, who's also a great coach. We gonna need y'all to tap in to y'all best coaching bag and see who comes out victorious with this one. We got a lot in store with this, but Game 1 is on Sunday on ABC at 1 o'clock, so looking forward to that. I'll probably post a picture of the full schedule, but you already know my prediction. I think the Knicks will take this in 7 games. I think we're going to see another 7-game series between the Knicks and the Heat going all the way, and we'll see how it all pans out. Again, hopefully the Knicks pull through and take out the Miami Heat because that is what the NBA needs. Again, I want to thank you for tapping in with me, tuning in with me, and going down the history of this Knicks and Heat rivalry, one of the best rivalries in NBA history. I'm thank y'all for tapping in with me. I'm looking forward to this game. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts. If there was anything that I missed in this historic history, please do tap in and comment. But again, let's go Knicks. Let me. Go New York, go New York, go. You already know. Guys, like I said, I'm your boy Rem. I am excited for this NBA playoffs. We got a lot to talk, a lot to discuss, but we're going to focus a lot on the Knicks and the Heat. Again, this episode is brought to you by Freedom Over Fear Records. Today and every day, put freedom over fear. If there's anything in life holding you back from your life purpose, may you be free of that. I thank you all. Again, enjoy the playoffs. It's your boy Rem. Follow us at B4Bucket Podcast on all platforms. Thank you. Peace.
All we got is us look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. All we got is us look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. Yeah, the strong survive, the will to rise. Get rich or die. I kill for mine. Look in my eyes. Get out the lane. You see the drive. If this a game of thrones for throne, that make me catch a bone. I'm cold. My name is Stone. Born winner. Now all you gotta do is trust. Look at the bench. Yo, the championship a must. We like next man up. Yo, they ain't training hard as me. Those 2 a days I hardly sleep. Suicides in 3 a week, but it's just me because they sleep. Roll 2 and P. I'm